Do you need some motivation in your life? How about a little bit of inspiration to get you there? Are you chasing dreams, goals, and aspirations to finally achieve greatness in everything that you do? If so, it is time for you, my friend, to wake up wild. Happy Monday morning, July the 19th, 2021, 8 a.m. That can only mean one thing. It's time for you, my friends,
to wake up wild.
To wake up wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
It is big time this morning. We've got big time stuff today.
Yeah, I think we got good stuff we're talking about.
This is going to be good today, okay? We're glad that you guys are taking some time out of your busy schedule, 8 a.m. Monday morning. You're up, you're ready, you're motivated, you're inspired, because what are we doing today? We are chasing greatness.
That's right.
We are going after it full speed ahead. We're not holding back. No. It's all coming down today.
If you're not up yet, we're in your dreams right
That's
now.
Exactly right. There's no doubt about it. Again, episode number 66 of Wake Up Wild. We're glad that you guys are here this morning. We've got an outstanding show today. Here's what we're going to be talking about. Before we get started with that, we want to let you know what's going down today. That way you will hang out with us this morning, because I definitely 100% think this can be game changer for me, for you, and for anybody else who will maybe ever hear this or watch this show. We're going to be talking today about how to, turn our greatest weakness or weaknesses, multiple. I have many, man. I have many weaknesses,
I think if we're honest, we all do.
I think we will too. But we're going to talk about how to turn your greatest weakness into your greatest strength. Now, here's what we know. In a chasing greatness, which we do every day, every one of us do it every day, there's multiple obstacles, there's multiple things that we have to overcome on our journey, chasing our dreams, goals, and aspirations to be better than we ever have in our life. It's not going to always be easy. It's not always going to be a bed of roses. It's not always going to be the most enjoyable thing that we do.
Right.
And there's weaknesses along the way that we're going to have to overcome. On today's show, we're going to talk to you about how to overcome our greatest weaknesses and turn them into our greatest strengths, thus helping us chase greatness and achieve everything that it is we're trying to achieve in life. We are just glad wherever you're watching us this morning, whether that be Facebook, whether that be YouTube, whether that be Twitter, whether that be Twitch, we're glad wherever you are tuned in at that you've took some time to tune in with us and get this thing going. Here's what we want you to do this morning. We need your help, okay? We always need your help, and every time that we ask for it, you guys show up and show out more than we could ever have imagined. Last week, again, the return of all of our live shows on all of these platforms, we reached a lot of people last week. And a lot of that reach was because of the things that you guys do and help us out every time that we go live.
Big time. It's big time.
It's bigger than you think. You think, wow, I really don't want to do that. But again, this information that we're trying to put out, we're realtors, okay? That's what we do. Everybody knows that. That's totally what we do.
Yeah.
But we also like to do other things, man. We've got other interests in our life. One of those things is helping people, serving people, being there for people. And so if we could just sit here at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning when everybody's dragging, when everybody's dreading the week, when everybody may be a little bit down and out today, a little bit gloomy outside. You know, we had some rain, which we desperately needed.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get up and get going. So we're going to come to you today and inspire you and motivate you, again, to chase those dreams, goals, and aspirations and make today the best Monday you've ever had in the history of your life. But you can help us impact and touch many people by doing three big things for us this morning. And Dave is going to take it over now and tell you what those three big things are while I do what he's asking you guys to do.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So as always, like Mike said, you guys don't realize, I don't think you actually realize how big it is when you guys do these things. So like the video, share the video, invite people to come watch the video with you. Again, you've heard us say it. We just know a handful of people. You guys expose us to the world, so we appreciate you guys tremendously when you do that. Like we said, it does help more than you know. That's what I've been sitting here doing. So I've been sharing it. It's good to share it in groups, share it with your friends. You can share it through Messenger, share it on your own timeline. It don't matter. Just like, share, and invite, and it will definitely help us get the show spread around the whole entire world.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right this morning. Here's what we want you to do, okay? We've got a lot of first-time viewers, A lot of people liking all these different pages that we have. Tell us this morning, say good morning to us. All right, give us a good morning. That's one thing that can get you going, man. Just say good morning to somebody.
Yeah.
Say good morning to us. All right, let us know that you're here. But also, we love to know where you're watching from.
Yeah.
On our shows last week, we was watched all over, literally the United States, several states here, but we were over 7 or 8 countries that our shows were viewed in. We would love to hear where you're watching from this morning.
And I do feel like we need to put a little disclaimer out here that because I had people message me, I think it was maybe Thursday after our Wednesday real estate show.
Yes.
So, like, I'm live on my Facebook right now.
Yes.
Mike's live on his Facebook right now. Our company is live.
Yes.
Our Wake Up Wild is live.
Yes.
So people was like, which one am I supposed to watch? We don't care which one you watch.
Matter.
It don't matter
No.
whose platform, if you're on my channel, his channel, the company's, it don't matter.
No.
Again, like, share, invite is the only thing we're trying to
We're
get you
just
to do.
putting the content out, man, to the world.
Yeah.
However many people we can touch, we can do. That's what we definitely want to do. We always try to say here at our company, which again presents this show to all of you guys, helps us get all this equipment, do all this stuff, provides a place for us to be able to do it. We want to serve people, man. We want to operate with a servant's heart. So it doesn't matter whatever platform we get to serve you on. We're just glad to be able to do that today. We're glad that you guys are here. Again, like, share, invite, comment on the video. Tell us where you're watching from this morning. That would be some really good things for you to do. Several of you all, like totally every time we go live, it doesn't matter the platforms that we are on. You all are like just outstanding in what you do. You're totally outstanding in helping us out, because I really do think that you guys understand, man, this is good stuff, okay? We're not again what you would call proclaimed by other people. Motivational speakers or inspirational people or these kind of things. But we play one on a Facebook show. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what we do. So, again, we're glad that you guys are here. I see that Tamara Woodbridge is saying good morning from NV. I'm thinking that's Nevada, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cody and Ashley, good morning from Sneedville, Tennessee.
Sneed Vegas.
Good morning to you guys. We're glad that you all are here with us this morning. We're just glad, man, to be able to come before you guys.
I've got Charlie Grooms, Bill Burgett saying good morning. Bill's from Whips, and Charlie's right here in Morristown, Tennessee.
That's exactly right.
Good
Charlie been
morning
under
to
the
you
weather.
guys.
We're glad, Charlie, that you're up this morning going with it. Right. Wake up wild, Charlie.
Charlie's waking up wild. He ain't gonna let a little fever, whatever got him. He ain't gonna let it get him down.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So let's get rolling on this show today, okay?
Yeah,
you guys
let's
you share, you invite, comment. We want to hear from you this morning. Here's what we're going to talk about, and it's not an easy subject for us to go down with because we're going to talk about weaknesses. All right, but we're going to give you the information today about how to turn your greatest weakness or weaknesses into your greatest strength or strengths, whichever one you want to go with that. Now, here's what I want to say right off the bat, okay? Like, totally. It doesn't matter what your weakness is, okay? It does not matter what your weakness is, because if we're going to be real about it, and we try to be real, totally we try to be real, but if we're going to be real about it, every single person, me and you, the people watching,
be honest, man.
the people that will ever watch, we all have weaknesses.
We do.
We all have things that are there that we deal with, that it's just a flat out weakness for us, okay?
Let's give some of these big-headed people a compliment this morning, okay,
Sure.
though? Because some people right now say, well, I don't know if I got one.
Sure.
Everybody's got a weakness.
There's no
okay,
doubt.
listen. Your weakness might not be as weak as mine.
Right.
But you ain't as good on certain things as you could be.
I'm with
or
you on
should
this.
be.
I'm with you on this.
So it's okay. Again,
Yes.
we've said this. This is episode number 66. We've been telling people this for a while now. The first thing you got to do is realize that, hey, I need to improve.
Absolutely.
You need to improve yourself. So yes, you have a weakness.
Absolutely. I like an analogy that I've heard many times in my life. I heard it. My dad says a lot. We heard it from our pastor in West Virginia. And he said he had lived by a river all of his life, and he still does. Lived by a river all of his life. And he said no matter what's going on, okay, that river is always flowing. It's always moving. It might not be moving as fast sometimes. It might be raging sometimes.
Right.
But he said no matter what the day, no matter the speed that the river's going, if he pushed his boat out into that river, all right, if he did not paddle, he would automatically float downstream because that's the way that the river was flowing.
Let that sink in.
He said if he ever wanted to move upstream, he had to get in the boat and he had to paddle. Okay? That is literally what everything in our life, you could say, man, that is spot on with how life is.
Yeah.
We a lot of times get to where we want to go. Okay? We achieve things. We say, hey man, I've got a strength here. It's a good thing. But I'm telling you, if you're not always paddling, if you're not always striving, if you're not always trying to move your life forward, you know what you're going to do? You're going to flow downstream. Things is going to go in the wrong direction.
Everybody says this life is moving so fast. If you just hop right in, it's going to drag you right along.
There's
with
no
it.
doubt
It's
about
just
it.
going to drag you right with it.
It's going to drag you down.
You're going to have to put up some resistance.
It's going to drag you down. Good morning, Debbie. She's watching from Rhode Island this morning.
Good
See, we got
morning,
people
Debbie.
going on
Yeah.
all over the world. We're glad that you guys are here this morning. Here we go. How to turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths. This is what we're going to say this morning. We're going to row the boat.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to row the boat. We just pushed off
Yeah, we're
into the
rowing.
river, and we're going to row the boat. Here's an interesting fact for you, okay? There's some famous people out there, and a lot of times people think these people just land in greatness. Like they just woke up one morning and greatness was all around them, okay? But I got this little note on here that Albert Einstein, a lot of people know who that is. Pretty famous dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do you know he's one of the most famous scientists, if you would have
You
it.
know what he's famous for in my mind?
Of all time. It's great. I'm going to give you a hairdo like it, by the way. I think I'm striving for that. You know what I mean? But here's what this little quote says about Albert Einstein. He, in school, he was labeled as a lazy child. Okay? Matter of fact, he totally flunked out math. Like, he couldn't make it. He's like my kind of guy if he flunked math. You know what I mean?
Me and him's tight.
He was a lazy child. He daydreamed in school, okay? Like, totally. He was famously forgetful. But we know those weaknesses that he had at one point in time in his life. To be forgetful, to be lazy, and not know how to do math. Right. I think that we could say he kind of went on and did something pretty big.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what it is that we got to look at this morning are weaknesses. We can look at them as things that are opportunities for us to be better, okay? Here's another cool one. In 1919, Walt Disney, now think of this, man, was fired from one of his animation jobs at Kansas City Star newspaper because his editor felt he lacked imagination and creativity.
Walt Disney.
He had no good ideas, okay? A lot of times we get labeled as something by other people, and it makes us have these misconceptions about ourselves, all right? I say all the time, I'm going to get on a soapbox fast here real quick.
Okay.
I'm feeling good this morning, by the way, if you can't tell, okay? I'm totally feeling good about this. But a lot of times we let other people label us.
Yeah.
We let other people tell us what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, what we're good at, what we're bad at. And we listen to those people, okay? Now listen to me. There's negative Neds and negative Nancys all over this world. If you want to get up today and you want to listen to them, your boat's going to flow downstream this morning, all right? Your boat's flowing downstream and you're going fast. But here's what we're going to say today. We can't let other people label us. Walt Disney here didn't let other people label him. We know what he went on to do. It's pretty big thing that he went on to do. So we're going to tell every one of you guys today, we're going to talk about these weaknesses and how we can turn them into our greatest strengths. All right? They're the best opportunity that we have to be a better person. Nothing in our life will get better until we do. And today we're going to row the boat and make sure that we get better.
And you know what else stuck out to me about the old Walt Disney here and even Albert Einstein? That could have went a totally separate way.
True.
You know what I mean? Like they could have said,
True.
We've got people saying that we're this. And they just hang it up.
No doubt.
Quit the whole thing.
No doubt.
But they didn't.
That's right.
So you could either let that kill you or that can fuel you.
I'm with
One
you
of the
on
two.
this.
It looks like they chose option B.
They let it fuel them,
Yeah.
to be great. And that's what we're going to do today. We've got 3 things, all right, that you need to do today, that you need to put in play in your life, how to turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths. This is episode number 66 of Wake Up Wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
Here's number 1, all right? Turning our greatest weaknesses into our greatest strengths. We're glad that you guys are here. Number 1 is you've got to recognize and acknowledge your weaknesses.
Yeah.
You got to identify the problem,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
You got to identify where you're not the greatest today. You got to identify the things that may need just a little bit of work in your life, all right?
Gotta have that self-talk.
It may be the things that you really don't want to deal with,
Yeah.
okay? Because it's a weakness, but you know what? It's a weakness for a reason.
It is.
It's a weakness
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah.
We will all be able to look at today, all right? And you got to have a little bit of self-confidence here to have this conversation, but it's really true. There's something every single one of us is good at. We're great at, all right? I'm great at being lazy, if you want to be honest with me, okay? Just kidding, y'all. But what I'm saying is there are things we all can do and we all can do well. Do you know there's a reason we can do all those things well? There's a reason why we can do all those things well. Maybe we practice them. Maybe we do them frequently. Maybe it's something that we enjoy to do. But if you go vice versa of that, there's a lot of things that all of us are weak at, but I'd say they are the opposite of what the things we're great at. We probably don't want to acknowledge them. We probably don't do them a whole lot.
avoid them.
We avoid doing those things, and they're weaknesses in our life. But knowing yourself, all right, knowing what I'm good at, knowing what I can do, knowing the things that I can't do, is literally the beginning of all wisdom that we have about ourselves. If anybody ought to know ourselves, it ought to be me and you.
Should be.
Like we should know ourselves, y'all.
Yeah.
And so what we got to do to first turn a weakness into a strength in our life is we've got to recognize and acknowledge the weakness. Now again, don't be hard on yourself today.
Right. Yeah, wait till you beat yourself down.
Don't beat yourself down because you got weakness, because we all do. We look at a lot of people and we say there's no weaknesses there.
Right.
Baloney.
Everybody's got them.
Everybody's got them, okay?
And again, like I said a minute ago, it might not be that you just can't or that you're terrible.
True.
It might just be that you need to improve this.
Truth.
If you're not doing it to the best of your ability, it's a weakness.
It is. It's going to definitely be that. So again, we got to recognize and acknowledge them, okay? You can only fix something that's wrong if you know it's broke.
You're right. Exactly.
You can only
if you
start.
don't know there's a problem,
Yeah.
you can't fix it.
That's exactly right. You got to look at it and you got to identify it. You got to be truthful with yourself. Look, we're chasing greatness and we all want to get there. We got dreams, goals, and aspirations. We want to be better parents. We want to be better people. We want to see our communities improve. We want to see, again, the sphere of people around us that we care deeply about. We want to see those things get better. We maybe want to get a new job. Maybe we want to work more in our community and our spiritual lives. There's things that we all want to look at and we all want to improve upon. But we got to be real about it and say if we're not great at it now, if it's not a strength for us now, just because it's not now doesn't mean that it can't be.
Exactly.
Because we're going to identify it today. We're going to identify it. We're going to look at it. So here's what we got to ask ourselves this morning. Me and you're going to have to be just literally raw right here, okay?
Okay, I like
we're going to have to be raw. We're going to be raw because we're asking them to be raw. But let's all ask ourselves this question: what's our weaknesses?
Yeah.
What is a weakness that you have that you know in your life right now? Y'all don't have to write this down. You can if you want to. If you want to share it, feel free. But we're going to share one. I'm going to put Dave on the spot.
I like it.
But we look at it and we say, what's a weakness, man? What is a weakness that we have that is something in our life that we look at? Then I say, man, if I improve this, it might just improve some things around me. You know what I'm saying? So let's you kick this thing off. Let's identify for the people of the nation. Let's show them we ain't scared to identify.
I ain't scared, buddy. I ain't scared.
What's something that you're weak at? You think, hey, I need to turn this into a strength.
Yeah, so people might not see this because we're doing a show right now, but I hate speaking in front of people.
Truth.
Hate it.
Right.
Like real life people.
I got you.
Like you guys ain't here right now. If there was a crowd sitting here,
But they are.
I know, but I'm saying because when I'm in front of real people,
Sure.
like I can touch your body.
Right.
It makes me extremely nervous.
I'm with you.
And that's totally uncharacteristic for me because
Sure.
I like a crowd.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I like to cut up and have a good time.
Right.
But when I get in front of a crowd, I get nervous.
So can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Is it nerves or is it a weakness? Is it a misconception in your mind? Because what you just said, you like to entertain, and that's the truth. From me looking at you totally from another side, you like to get a crowd, and if you get a crowd and you start working them, you get wilder by the minute.
I do, yeah.
So is the misconception in your mind that you're weak at that? Is it just you? That you're putting yourself in a difficult situation, that you've painted yourself in a box?
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times
Yes.
things that we look at, that we identify as that this is a weakness for me, it may not really be a weakness at all, but it might be something that we try to avoid because we think it's a weakness.
It's right here. It's your
We
mind.
think it's a weakness.
It's
You
your
know what I'm
mind.
saying? Those are things.
And math. I'm terrible at math.
Yeah, it's a big time
Now
weakness.
that can be proven.
I'm going to say you're right on that. I'm
Yeah,
going to say
that is a
100%
weakness.
you're right on that. But we've got to identify and acknowledge our weakness. Now, here's what I'll say about you, and then I'll go with mine. That being a weakness for you, the more you would do that, the more you would speak in public, the more you would get up, the more you would push yourself outside your box. You would get outside of your comfort zone. Okay, I heard a guy say one time, and it stuck with me a whole lot. We've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's
true.
We've got to become comfortable being uncomfortable to push ourselves to places that we did not think we could go, because maybe we look at it that it is literally a weakness in our life. But when we begin to do that more, when we begin to stretch ourselves, it might just help us turn in what we think is a weakness into a total 100% strength in our lives. Mine's going to be a whole lot about the same way that you said, okay? A weakness that I have, and I know that it is a weakness, okay? I am not. And again, you look at these things that I'm doing here now and you say there's no way that you could say that. There's no way that you could be that. But I am what you say, a private person. Okay, like totally 100%, I'm a private person. And I am not, now crowds don't bother me, speaking in front of people don't bother me. Matter of fact, I am more in my element in front of a crowd. The bigger, the better. I wish there was 10 million people watching me today. That would not scare me 100% at all. But a weakness that I have is more of a one-on-one kind of thing.
Yeah.
More of me walking into a crowd of people and going ahead and associating myself with those people. Now, I may be the speaker, and when I get up on stage, ain't no problems whatsoever. But walking in that room, striking up a conversation with a total stranger, someone that I don't know, and sometimes people that I even know, is a weakness for me. It's something that I need to improve upon. It's not that I can't, it's not that I won't. I allow it to be a weakness in my life. But for me to be able to be better than that, I got to know, hey, this is a weakness.
Is that the
for
same
me.
question you asked me? Is that a nerve thing?
I think it is.
It's a nerve
I
thing.
think it's definitely something that's a nerve thing, but it is a weakness for me to do that, because I'll walk into a room with people that I know. And it's just not my element to walk up and say, I'm going to strike a conversation. Now, they may call me to the stage to say something, and I'm talking to everybody in the room, loving it and having the best time ever was.
Right.
But it's a weakness for me to do that. And sometimes I come across as, condescending and all those things because of that, but it's a weakness that I have.
Right.
So got to try to identify that and make sure that that's better. And you look at that and you say, that's something that's weak for me in my life. Here's what we're talking about today: how to turn your greatest
Ashley says that
weaknesses.
shocks her about you.
It's
because
true.
You hide it real well.
It's true, because I do try to push myself outside of my comfort zone, but I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at those things, and you say that. You look at it, and again, sometimes, things that we see, because we should know ourselves, y'all, better than anybody.
Right.
We totally should know ourselves better than anybody. Here's what we're talking about: how to turn your greatest weakness or weaknesses into your greatest strengths. Number one is you have to recognize, okay, and acknowledge your weakness. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Like, share, invite, comment on the video. If you've just tuned in, let us know where you're watching from. Give us a like. Love this video, all right? Share it with everybody if you can. We want to see the hearts going across the screen today. Give us a big like and love this morning. Give him number 2, my man.
Let's see here. I was going to say, Greg Harrison said good morning.
Put him on the screen there. Good morning, Greg.
And Norma Jean says she has no problem starting a conversation.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Strength.
So I'm talking about number 2. So number 2 is you need to be extremely prepared for learning and improving. And so I like this right here because everybody's heard this. But by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail.
Yes.
Okay, so if we know there's something that we're bad at, we need
Right.
to make sure we're taking extra steps.
Sure.
Okay, again, if I know I'm going to give a speech tomorrow, I need to go over and over
Right.
and over and over it in my mind. If I know that I'm going on a trip,
Sure.
I need to make sure that before I just pack up and say, here we go,
Right.
that I familiarize myself. And I do that because now, like, I hate driving in cities.
Right.
So I try to really look ahead because I hate that.
Planning, man.
Yeah. So
You're
again,
planning.
like I said, you need to make sure that you're taking extra steps to prepare. Don't just throw yourself, because you're not giving yourself a good fighting chance.
True.
If you just throw yourself in the middle of it without taking any steps to do that.
True.
Or to make sure that you're going to be, not that you're ever going to be, if I had to get up tomorrow in front of a crowd, it's not that I could practice enough tonight
Right.
to make myself be like, oh, there's no nerves tomorrow. It's
Exactly.
still going to be there.
Exactly.
But I'm going to feel a whole lot more confident in myself. That's
No
what
doubt.
you got to start feeling.
You have to.
Again, you might not be the best at it.
Right.
But you have to have some sort of confidence in yourself,
Right.
that knowing that, hey, at least I can. And if you don't put any thought into it,
Sure.
if you're not trying to prepare before you actually go, you're just asking.
Sure.
You're asking.
I'm with
for
you
it.
on this. And let's kind of break this down and put it in what we would say all of our terms, As you said a little bit ago, there are things we're all good at. There's things we're all bad at. That's just a real thing that we got to acknowledge this morning. But you're talking about preparing and learning yourself, teaching yourself to literally improving. The more you learn, I've always heard the more you learn, the more you earn. That's one thing that I've always heard.
Yeah.
But other things that I got to say, we got to look at, let's break this down, okay? Maybe today you are that person that you say, hey, I'm trying to improve better in my family. I'm trying to improve better as a father, as a mother. I'm trying to improve better as a parent. I'm trying to improve better at my job. That's weaknesses for me right now because I'm weak at those things. I do think I can be better. And I can raise my hand to say everything at all of those, I want to serve people more. In my spiritual life, it's a weakness for me in doing those things. Well, listen, the first thing you got to do is, as Dave's looking at saying here, what do you need to know about what you're trying to improve upon that's going to, at the end of the day, make you better,
Right.
okay?
Right.
So we think that we need to learn how to cook pinto beans more, man. Well, we're going to have to figure out how do you do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? How do I do it? I need to be a
Educate
better
yourself.
father. I need to be a better father. Well, what do I need to do to be that? Educate myself on things that, again, get those relationships working with your children and your families and in your communities and those kind of things. You've got to begin learning about what it is that I need to improve upon, okay? Because I can just sit back and wish I woulda, coulda all day long. Mm-hmm. And that's what so many people do, is they just sit back and say, well, I wish I could, or I wish I would. And we're 5 years down the road and we're looking back and it's I wish. We're living in an I wish I would have life. Mm-hmm. Where we got to acknowledge, as the first thing said was, we got to acknowledge our weaknesses today, and then we got to start learning, okay, how can I improve?
Right.
What do I need to fix? What's broke that I need to fix that's going to turn this weakness into a strength for me? And I really believe that if you'll learn about it, you'll acknowledge it, you will try and strive to make yourself better, it will turn into a strength for you.
Yeah.
It will be something that you can look back on and you can look at it and say, I used to be terrible. I used to be very weak at doing this.
Yeah.
But I acknowledged it. I learned more about it. I pushed myself forward. And now it's something that I can say now is literally a strength for me. And it's made a huge difference and impact on everything that I do.
Right. So this is kind of the way, too, I look at these when we're identifying these weaknesses. But like I said, as far as you need to educate yourself on those, if you don't,
Right.
I feel like those weaknesses now become a complete roadblock.
Oh, there's no doubt.
You let that become
You're going
I'm
exactly in the right
completely
spot.
stopping it
Yes.
now. It ain't that I'm going to try it no more.
There's no doubt.
I'm just going to completely quit. And now
It shut you down.
you got a major shutdown, a
shuts
major
you down.
weakness.
It's
You've had a
massive.
complete break in what you need to do.
Sure. And again, dreams, goals, and aspirations, being better than we ever have in our life, chasing that greatness, being motivated to do it, being inspired to do these things. Listen, if you ain't trying, all right, if you ain't really acknowledging and learning how to do that, it's literally going to stop you in your tracks. You will not be able to get past that part because you're just stuck.
Right.
You're literally just stuck at that point. And I think all of us can say, I mean, this is being really real and really raw today, but haven't we all felt like that before?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here.
I'm done. Yeah.
I got what I got. I'm where I am is where I am. This is it.
Yeah.
And it's because we've allowed things that we're weak at, we've allowed them to just totally shut the whole show down.
us.
It's
It
over.
stopped
You know
us.
what I mean? It is things that is over. Again, episode number 66 of Wake Up Wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
We're talking about today how to turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths. Number one was you got to identify what the weaknesses are. Number two is you got to learn about them and improve upon them. And here's number three as we end our time with you today, is you've got to, after you do those things, you've got to face that weakness. You've acknowledged it. You learned a little bit about it. And you may be totally terrible at it. But you've got to face your weakness, and guess what you got to do, y'all? You got to do it anyway.
End of the day.
You ain't going to like it. You ain't going to be good at it. You ain't going to sound good. It ain't going to taste good. It ain't going to feel good. But you got to face your weakness, and you got to do it anyway. To become stronger, you must first face your weakness. You must first face your weakness and say, look here, man, I'm bad at this. I'm totally bad at this, but I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to do better at it because I'm going to start doing it. Yeah. All right? At the end of the day, just do it.
It's
Get
like,
on and go.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like everything else. You got to make yourself do it.
Yes.
If you want to be more comfortable doing certain things,
no doubt,
you got to just do it. That's all you can do.
You have to. And again, it's not that you're sometimes every morning. Randy Rice says complacency kills confidence. Amen to that, brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you look at it and you say, we do put off so many things because we don't think we're good. It's weaknesses for us. But sometimes, man, you just got to get up and say, look, if this is going to get done, I'm looking in the mirror at my ugly face and it's going to have to get done. I'm going to be the one that's got to do it.
Right.
And I've got to face that weakness. And whether I like it, whether it feels good, whether I think I'm good at it or not, it's got to be done. Yeah. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me, okay?
Yep.
We've sat back too long. We've waited on somebody else to come along and make things better. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
Yeah.
All right, if it's going to get better, it's going to have to be me and you. Yeah. We're going to have to do it. My life, your life, anybody else that wants to put their hat in the ring, we got to do it. We got to jump out. We got to go. We got to press. We got to move. We got to row the boat, man. We've been pushed out into the river. We're going downstream or upstream. You're going to go the direction that you put the effort in. If you want to go up, you're going to have to row. Right. Okay, it's hard.
You can't sit there and think, man, I wish. You just got to do it.
No, I'm with you on this. I'm with you 100% on this. So again, number 3 is today, you got to face the weakness. You got to face the fact, man.
Right.
You got to face your fear. You got to face the weakness, and you got to do it anyway. You're never going to get better. Okay? You're never going to get better until you start facing it and doing it. You can look at this in everything. All right? I've used this analogy many, many times in many different scenarios. You can talk about this with a doctor. You can talk about it with a lawyer. You can talk about it with a professional athlete. You can talk about it with college athletes. You can talk about it with high school, elementary athletes. All right? You can talk about it when we all started riding our bikes. We can break it down to that.
It's going way back.
Elementary.
Yeah.
It's true. The first time I got on a bike, I did not take off.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I totally don't remember it.
I'm
but
sure you didn't.
I kept going.
Yeah.
I kept going. They was training wheels on it. All right. I pedaled. I figured it out on the training wheels. All right. Then we took the training wheels off, and you know what I did? I crashed a couple times. It hurt.
I bet you crashed.
It hurt. Who wants to crash? It hurt. But I got back up. You got back up. This is resonating with everybody on this today. You got back up, and you started pedaling. You started going. All right. Now look, if you can't ride a bike, it's because you ain't tried.
Right.
All right. So we all look back at it, but again, you can look at professional athletes. They shoot thousands of shots. We're in the NBA Finals right now. All right, they shoot thousands of shots a day. To be able to, when it comes time to hit the big shot, they've done this a million times. All right, there's people that start out on all aspects, all walks of life. The heart surgeon, the brain surgeon, the attorney, all those professional people that we look at them and we say, man, they're so good.
Yeah, and you got to think even your jobs that you currently hold. Before you ever start that job, a lot of times everybody got nervous. I don't even know if I can do that.
Terrible.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yes.
Look where you at now.
Because you faced the weakness and you started doing it.
Right.
At the end of the day, y'all, if you hear anything that we say today, face the weakness and do it. You got to go. We got to move. We got to do it. We got to strive. Let's not wait on somebody else to bring happiness, to bring joy, to bring inspiration, motivation, to chase dreams for us. Nobody's going to chase your dreams. Nobody is going to have, again, the aspirations to be what you are going to have to aspire to be. It's going to have to be me and you. And we got to face those weaknesses. And we got to begin to do them. And if we do that, things begin to change.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Totally begins to change.
If you, when we started this conversation, if you identified or thought of a thing that was a weakness, you know what? It's not going to change itself.
I'm with you.
Okay, so it ain't just going to. Whatever you've done up to this point ain't worked to change it. So let's find a solution.
True.
Take these things, put them into play.
True.
And you can turn your weaknesses completely to where they're not the things that are holding you back anymore.
And it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me at literally the times that you face them and the times that you say, I'm gonna push this, I'm gonna go through this. Just that little bit of confidence. Confidence breeds confidence, y'all.
Yeah, you just gotta have
like it totally, confidence breeds confidence. And the more that you begin to do these things, the more confident that you're going to get in yourself. And the more confident you get in yourself, you see these weaknesses start turning. And man, when you start seeing a little bit of momentum going and you start seeing a little bit of things changing for you in your life, it's unbelievable at what can happen.
It is.
It's unbelievable at what can happen. Today's show has been how to turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strength. This is episode 66 of Wake Up Wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
We're glad that you guys have been with us today. Your likes, your shares, your
we've
invites,
had a
your
good
comments.
crowd, man. I've been monitoring kind of both
bouncing
things.
back and forth. Everything that you guys have done for us, we really appreciate today. Hopefully, we brought some good information to each and every one of you guys. Don't forget, today's Monday. It's time to roll. It's time to go. Put your boat in the water and start to roll, man. We're going to go upstream today. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in, being with us today. Like, shares, invites, comments, everything that you've done. We appreciate you. Don't forget, Wednesday at 12 noon, tune in. Let's talk a little real estate. Friday at 8 a.m., tune in, Let's Talk Life. The Facebook police got us this last Friday, by the way.
Yeah.
We got put in jail.
We did.
So it was a weakness for us, but we've turned it into a strength because here we are back today, right?
That's right.
Here we are back today. Tune in Friday morning at 8 a.m. just to talk life. All of our daily videos, all of our content that we provide on not only our personal pages, but our group pages, our company pages, all of that, everything that you guys do for us, we really, really, really appreciate you. We couldn't do what we do without each and every one of you.
Right.
We hope that you guys have a great Monday. Be blessed, be safe, and we hope to see you guys Wednesday at 12
we'll be
noon
here at noon
for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live. Until next time, my friend, you guys be safe, be blessed. We will see you on Wednesday. Have a great Monday, y'all. Do you need some motivation in your life? How about a little bit of inspiration to get you there? Are you chasing dreams, goals, and aspirations to finally achieve greatness in everything that you do? If so, it is time for you, my friend, to wake up wild.